All right, let's talk about something that so often gets left unsaid, but is just so important. We're going to get into the choice to pause or even stop fertility treatment. It's a decision that's incredibly personal, and yet it's one that's usually wrapped in silence.
But before we go any further, I want to just start with this question for you. When we talk about this whole journey, with all of its incredible highs and its really tough lows, what are the things we're not saying? What are the conversations that just seem to get swept under the rug?
In that question, it leads us right into our first point, because so much of this experience, especially when you start thinking about an endpoint, really is a hidden conversation.
The truth is, for so many people, the decision about whether to keep going is a discussion they're only having inside their own head. It's kept private. And I just want to say, if you have ever, even for a second, felt alone in thinking about this, please know that it is a completely valid and necessary part of this process.
So, this is what it all boils down to. This is your journey, which means they are your choices. It's not just one single straight line forward. Your journey absolutely includes the choice to rest, to continue, and, yes, to stop. All of these are real, legitimate paths.
Okay, but if those are all valid choices, why can it feel so completely impossible to even consider stopping? Well, that question takes us right into our next section, the unbelievable pressure to just keep going. In so many cultures, the whole narrative around fertility treatment is built on this one really powerful assumption. You just have to continue, no matter what. And that message can make it feel like any other choice just isn't even on the table.
And this slide just nails that internal tug-of-war. On one side, you've got this really loud external voice saying, you have to keep trying. But then on the other side, there might be this quiet, unspoken feeling, this little voice inside that's whispering, I feel like I want to stop. And that huge gap between the two, it can feel incredibly lonely.
This is exactly why we need to completely reframe this conversation. So let's get to the absolute heart of this explainer, which is this really powerful and I think liberating idea. Stopping is not failure.
Let's just sit with this for a second. Really read the words on the screen. Stopping is not losing a battle. It is not giving up. And it is definitely not running away. It's something else, something completely different.
So, if it isn't failure, then what is it? This is what I find so powerful. We get a whole new definition here. The act of stopping, well, it's a choice you make to protect yourself, right here, right now. That little hand pointing on the screen is everything. It's directing us to this core idea that this is an act of strength, an act of self-care.
And that idea, that this is about protecting yourself, that leads us to our final and maybe most important section. If stopping is a choice to protect you, how do you actually know if it's the right choice for you? Well, it all comes down to your own conviction.
So what's the measuring stick for a decision this huge? This slide lays it out perfectly. The standard is not someone else's miracle baby story. It's not what other people will think. The only standard that matters is your own inner compass, your own sense of conviction and peace with your decision.
And this, right here, is the ultimate takeaway. It's just this powerful reminder of a freedom you always had, but that can get so easily lost in all the noise and all the expectations. You, and you alone, have the freedom to decide the end of your treatment. So as we finish up, I want to leave you with this last question. It's not about what you should do. It's about what you need. Just take a quiet moment and ask yourself, what does protecting myself look like for me right now? Whatever your answer is, that's the right one.